Hello, this video is going to cover the Unit 1 Thesis Outline Planner. As you know by now, the critical response essay, which is for Unit 1, asks you to choose one of the three prompt options and then write an essay in response to it. So this video is going to go over what that essay needs to look like on paper. We're going to take it paragraph by paragraph. But before we go into that, there's a few things I want to let you know. 1, I expect full sentences. 2, I expect correct grammar. And 3, while I know that I know a planner should show the direction you're going in the essay, I do not want paragraphs. It's still kind of bulleted, just a sentence, but I want a full sentence for each bullet point, and to show and make sure that you're using words from the prompt within those sentences in their appropriate places, so I know what prompt you are answering and particularly what question in the prompt you're answering. So keep that in mind. All right, let's take this paragraph by paragraph, starting with the intro. This is the first of 5 paragraphs in this 1 to 2 page essay. Don't worry about it. Between these 5 paragraphs and the double spacing, you're going to be fine. All right, so intro paragraph. There are 3 segments. The first 2 are the hook, second is the background, and then the third is the thesis. The hook and background are 2 sentences each, while the thesis is 1. The hook is 2 sentences that are meant to pull your reader in to the narrative, and that can be through thought-provoking questions, a scenario, putting your reader directly into the situation, a quote, a definition. There are so many ways you can go in it, but the idea is to pull your reader in, and that hook still needs to connect with the topic that you're going with. Want to make sure that the whole thing is cohesive. The background is where you're going to briefly describe the obstacle if you're doing prompt 1, the choice that you were faced with if you're doing prompt 2, or the activity that captivates you in prompt 3. Again, 2 sentences, and then you're moving on to your thesis, which is 1 sentence that answers all 3 questions from your prompt. There are examples below about what that will look like, and you'll see here in that statement you want to use wording from the prompt to show the connection. You'll see the blue ink here, and that is callbacks to the original wording from the prompt. Okay. Alright, so there's a few things I just want to clarify before going on to the next one, is that I only want you to write about 1 prompt. Don't try to answer all 3. Just pick 1 and go from there. And 2, to erase all the red ink when you're done. I think that's all I want to talk about for that section. Alright, moving on into the body paragraphs. So there are 3 body paragraphs. Each body paragraph should answer 1 of the questions from the prompt. So in body 1, you're always explaining, giving a more in-depth explanation. So like in the intro, you gave 2 sentences about the obstacle, choice, or activity. In body 1, you're always going into more depth of it. Body 2, it depends on your prompt. Like if the obstacle, you're going to explain how that obstacle affected you, what happened after you made the choice. And if you're doing prompt 3, this is where you're going to go talk specifically about you and how that activity affects, and it captivates you. Like in body 1, you're just explaining the activity more. Body 2, you're redirecting it back to yourself. Then body 3, again, depends on the question from your prompt. I know in prompt 1, it's the lesson you learned. 2 is if you'll do it again. And 3 is where you go, or who do you go to when you want to learn more about your activity or topic. You want to make sure that you are staying on point that all questions are answered from your prompt, and the paragraphs flow together cohesively. And these are what each body paragraph looks like. Don't write up here. This is just instructions. Red ink is just instructions. You want to write your information down here. You'll start with a topic sentence. This clearly states the topic of the paragraph. So if you're doing prompt 1, you'll say something like, in 9th grade, I faced what? Let me see. In 9th grade, here we go. Now I know what I want. Now I have it. In 9th grade, I almost failed my history class. Simple, to the point. You don't have to go into too much detail because that's what this is down here for. So you'll go more into depths about the obstacles you faced in your history class, which led to your failing. How did failing affected you? So you'll say in the topic sentence, my low grade in history affected my self-esteem and grade point average. And then you'll go into more depth about that here. And then in the third point, again, just simple, straightforward topic sentence. The lesson from this experience was to get organized. And then you can go into about how getting organized will help you pass a class. So topic sentence are just clearly state the topic of the paragraph. You don't have to go into too much detail because that's what the rest of this is for. Just clear, straightforward, and then you can get all those details in here. Don't try to stuff everything in the topic sentence. And again, I want full sentences here, here, and here, as well as the topic sentence. I don't want full-on paragraphs, just 3 sentences. You'll write more when you get to your essay to fill in the blanks, to add details, etc. And then for the conclusion, you'll just restate your thesis from the topic sentence. Sorry, not the topic sentence, but the intro paragraph. You'll just restate the thesis in one sentence like you did above. Now when you go to write the essay, it'll be 4 to 5. But on the planner only, I want 1 sentence. That is a thesis outline planner. If you have any questions, please email me.